All right, so we'll go ahead and kick this thing off. We got the November 14th edition of Hump Day going on.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Got some different things going on in the community and want to address a couple things going on. So for starters, let's go ahead and throw a refresher out there to you guys that are popping in or anybody that's here to give us a thumbs up and a like, or a thumbs up or a like. I guess they're the same thing, aren't they? And just let us know that you like what's going on. On the front of the FPV Freedom Coalition, I was kind of doing some looking tonight in their Discord and reading up on the chat, and they are still under heavy construction with the group. They're getting more organized as time goes on, and they are getting people appointed to the positions, but they're still looking for people to fill certain roles and people to take on those responsibilities who are interested and have the time to do it. Obviously, these aren't paid positions. There's nothing but personal gratitude that you're going to get for this. For all the love you put into it, there's going to be 100 people out there going, who cares? But, it affects us all. So if you have time to give to that, give some time.
I did see that the website is damn near up, if not up right now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looks like it's coming. So, which will be good because it'll be just another platform for kind of distribution of information. The Discord works great for the collaboration side. Everybody kind of talking back and forth and organizing things and sharing documents. But once things are finalized, they kind of need that public repository to just be there.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's up, Quad Farm? I need some of that goat cheese, man.
Blizzard Ox XPV. I cannot talk to right. Blizzard Ox FPV. First of all, dude, I'm going to tell you something. That is a mouthful. I don't know how you came up with that, but it's all good. You don't have to change it. But damn, that's a mouthful. Quad Farm's in the house again. Always good to see our brother. So what's going on out in FPV land with you guys tonight? Shameless plug coming up. I don't know if you guys saw, I want to say 2 videos ago over on my channel, but I'll say last live stream, these guys, the noob crew, because we've got this core group going on of brotherly love. These guys got together and for my birthday got me a Beta 75 Pro. So what did I do? I took it outside, spent 2 batteries figuring out that it flew like a turd, tuned it, played with it. Well, you know how it is, right? And so I spent a lot of time kind of getting it to fly pretty darn good and then pushing its limits and seeing where it's at. And then I take it with me to a hotel last week and I start feeling a little froggy. Right? What do I see coming down the lane? And he's got a trailer behind him. And then behind his trailer, he has a flatbed trailer. And I thought, this is safe. I can handle this. I'm going to go ahead and just land on the flatbed. And then I'll just rock it off and carry on. And it'll be like, I nerked a semi-truck. Well, little did I know that I was going to end up truly nerking, in pure nerk fashion, his trailer. So if you haven't seen that video, do me a favor, just for myself, shameless plug, pop on over there and watch me. I end up inside of his trailer while he's moving upside down with a Beta 75 Pro. And I did get it back, but I was scared that I wasn't going to, just like the first time Nerk popped into a train car and ended up flipped upside down and the train's heading to the tracks, and I just knew this thing was gone. These guys do something nice. Here I am proving why you can't have nice things.
Brother, I would have killed to have seen your ass run into the curb, because I saw you move from the entrance to the hotel to that curb real quick. God, I would kill to see that.
Bro, so look, when that happened, and first of all, you can obviously see it in the DVR, but you know how things are when you're just kind of in the goggles. You don't always see everything, right? So as I blast off, I have no idea what happened. This thing just goes into a flip frenzy, and then I don't know where I'm at. Now, my first fear was, I'm in the road and he's going to run my ass over. Because again, I don't want to lose this thing. You guys do something nice. What do? Take it out and promptly destroy it? That's not nice.
I would have applauded you.
I know, and I would have turned around and bought another one, but still. I'm walking around and I'm trying to figure out where this thing's at because I realized very quickly that we're on the truck. I was afraid to try turtle mode because I didn't want to flip it off the truck and get it run over or broken. So I'm walking, but I'm trying to be inconspicuous because you guys can't see it. This truck's still moving up and down the lane. He's kind of like backing into the end of the road. And so I'm walking around and trying not to be too obvious, you know, with my FPV goggles on my head, my transmitter on my chest. And I'm kind of doing laps around this trailer, walking around the back, walk around the other side, and I can't spot this thing. And I'm like, what the hell? So 4 or 5 minutes goes by, and I'm like, I have to do something or this battery's going to die. So I noticed as I got closer, I got better signal, and I'm like, son of a bitch, I think I'm upside down. I watch the blades come on. I give it throttle. It does nothing. That right there was proof I'm upside down. So I throw it in turtle, flip it over. Funny story with that. I had delayed putting turtle. I'll get to it later. Just that night, not an hour earlier, I was like, oh, it's time. It's plugged in. Let me turn on turtle mode. Anyway, I flip over, and I'm like, okay, that's good. Now I'm looking at a wall. So what do? I yaw around real slow, and I was like, I realize I'm inside of this thing. But see the sky. So gave it some throttle, and then I thought once I could see clear that, because I could see chains and straps and things, I'm like, I'm just going to get out of here. So I punch it, put it down, and I'm like, oh, it's enough of that for a week. Anyway, insight into everything that was going on, and I know you guys can't tell, but that short period where it was just sitting upside down and there was no music playing, that was like 4 or 5 minutes where I was just like...
shitting bricks would be the optimal word.
It was awesome. Totally worth it now that everything worked out, you know?
What's up, Andy Shot? How you doing, brother? He's like in Tennessee now. Some craziness.
Arkansas, I thought.
Arkansas, one of them crazy states.
Next door to his dad. So, all good. Enjoying the snow, yeah. Man, so I'm actually not that far from home. I live in Delaware on the East Coast, so anybody that's familiar with that. And for work this week, I drove 3 hours north. So I drive all the way through, you know, the landfill of New York, also known as New Jersey. And just as you get to the northeastern border, you go just over into New York. Like, that's where I'm working. 3 hours, easy drive. They're calling for snow tomorrow, which doesn't bother me. I mean, I'll drive in snow all day long, but...
still sucks.
Yeah. What sucks is that right after work, it's really busy up here, and all those assholes that drive like they have no good common sense.
Of course. Like it never snowed before. Hey, thank you, Blizzard. Let's go, man.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, look, we got a Canadian. You see that?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I didn't know Blizz was Canadian.
Yeah, good deal. Well, guys, I know I said this last time. I'm going to go ahead and plug it for you guys that are in here. We appreciate those donations, and we're not doing anything with them. We've just kind of been sitting on them. Now, Chuck's got something going on here. We're getting organized, and we're going to start using those to buy some things to do giveaways. So... but what I want you to keep in mind, and this is just, you can do what you want. We're not telling you not to. When you make those donations through, what do you call that? Super chat? Yeah. Here in YouTube, YouTube takes 30% of it. Now, if you're good with that, cool. And we're fine with it too. It's everything that we already didn't have to work with. But we're going to be firing up a PayPal account, and we're going to start spamming you guys with that. So when you want to donate, you can donate to that. And it also makes it a lot easier for us to then buy these goods that we're going to do the giveaways with. So just we wanted you guys to know what was going on with that. We're going to be kicking that off here real soon. It might take us another month or so. So maybe that'll be like a New Year goal, but it's coming.
And I'm pretty much thinking that we're not going to do, it all depends on how much you guys want to throw in, but I don't think we're going to try not to do cheesy crap that you usually see.
No, we're not doing like $3 Rubik's Cubes from India. Like, we're talking FPV gear. Look, if we have it, we'll do motors. And, you know, so a little insight, one of the things we'll do now, if we're going to turn around and give it away based off of your donations, one of the things I won't do is necessarily run something like that, right? I'm not going to go wiring up hardware to turn around and give to you half-assed and used and dinged up, right? But we'll go ahead and take a look at it, get some weights, something we can use for some content on the channel. And then for you folks that have been donating, you know, maybe that's what we'll do is we'll only do this through the pool of people who have donated. So we'll see. The amount is not important. No extra weight to the people that give $99. Nobody that I know gives $99.
I know a few.
Right.
I don't think they're here at the moment, though.
No. That cracked me up. So that was kind of a vague reference for you guys that know we're pretty good friends with the Drone Network and with MD95 TSI. And on one of his streams, I popped in one night and Chuck and some of those other guys were already there. And the first thing I see is a super chat at the top of the chat window. 3 people had donated $99. I was like, I don't know where I'm at, but I am obviously in the wrong career doing the wrong kind of work because you guys got this figured out.
Right. Hey, don't forget Neil, man. Captain Cook is the bomb. He is the man.
I don't do that on purpose. And then I feel bad like afterwards because then I'm like, man, I forgot to mention Neil.
Well, you should, because that man is the nicest man on the internet.
Yeah, he really is. You know, I think what it is just because Chris and I live local to each other, and I've been spending a lot of time with Chris and chatting a lot when I'm not, you know, spending time with him. So he's just the first thing that pops in my head is all it is.
Hey, real quick, I just had an idea pop into my head. Now, Chris and Neil have never met in person.
Say that again. You cut out.
I think you cut out, brother.
Oh.
No, Chris and Neil have never met in person.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm thinking we got to extend that invite to Neil to Noobapalooza.
I think Noobapalooza is gonna grow a little bit this year. It's never, you know, we're not aiming to have like a flight. At least I'm not aiming to have a flight. Because I'll be damned if I want to spend months organizing that to have it turn into a shit show. That we have an area where people, we could do some flying and some hanging out and it's not going to bother people. Then I think there's a handful of people we need to include this year. What do you think?
Oh, I definitely think we should. I mean, the core group plus a few. I mean, that's normal, and then whoever's local usually shows up, and that's never a problem.
Oh yeah, I'm having hotel lag here. It looks like. Oh yeah. Well.
Just gonna ask him if it's you or me.
Well, and my first assumption is actually that it's me. All right, guys, I got you. Thanks for the heads up, Night Train.
Hey, I mean, guys, I'm running from a phone. That's why my voice never matches what my lips when I'm talking. And Josh runs off a hotel Wi-Fi, so you got to live with a little bit if you want to watch the stream.
Yep, that's all right. I'll just talk slower. And today we're going to
say everything 4 times.
Do what?
I said just say everything 4 times. What's up, HotdogFPV? Pleasure to have
come
you.
on. All right, fucking broken record.
Just catch him. We can translate.
Translating? What is he, drunk? Yeah, we got some hot dog in the house. Josh Ketchum, gravy leg. We got stick chicken here. Man, this is nice. Nice thing you guys got going on. Thanks for popping in. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's cut straight to some cool stuff. So last live stream, there was something I wanted to start doing. Probably once a month, I want to just kind of take a look at some of you guys that are posting stuff in the FPVnoobtube Facebook group and just kind of do a community spotlight, right? Now, what's awesome about this is since the Halloween live stream, you guys have been just busy with stuff. And I mean, so first thing, one of your more recent, or no, actually, he's been a little bit, but recent-ish. Anyway, Josh Sadle, for him, Chuck?
Say that again. I was reading chat.
Josh Sadle, or Seidel, however you say his name, AgileFool. Remember him?
Yeah, I did a noob crew on him.
So Josh Seidel just landed a sponsorship.
Sweet.
Yep, he got sponsored by Kinetic Aerial. They make they do their own frame designs and frame cutting, from what I understand. And apparently, they started like super small. Kind of reminds me of Cyclone. And apparently, he's been with them from the start, just running their frames, buying their frames, spreading the good word about their frames, and they came back at him and said, "Our team pilots."
You cut out, brother. Say it again.
Man, congratulations on landing that.
Hell yeah. I'll have to send him a message, dude. That's cool as hell.
Of sponsorship, since our last live stream, Josh Ketchum got officially clone. I think I'm saying
your signal is crap, bro. Oh, it's just killing the stream. Stream killer. Josh, you're killing it, bro. No, this is so.
Did we come back?
You're back now.
Jeez. Were you guys still carrying on, or did the whole thing shut down?
Oh, hell if I know. I was just chatting and chat, making fun of you.
Oh, no, it's not. It's gravy. Internet is the absolute worst.
You better find somewhere. You better find somewhere better to put your laptop, bro, because you're still messing up.
I don't have streams, so I'm not something I'm going to be able to do anything about.
I don't know what the hell
because I've got to find. I'm seeing if
saying what?
Give me just a second. I'm seeing if there's anything. We'll better. I'm gonna go ahead and voice for a minute here.
I heard the word voice. Can you guys actually see me while he's all jacked up? Just curious. Because I'll talk to you, but if I'm talking to myself, well, oh, wait a minute, I'm a trucker. That'd be normal. Shit.
All right, let's try this out.
Oh, I guess they still got me when you're messed up. I don't know how.
That's okay. We're going to see if this gets any better. So what I did was I just turned on my Wi-Fi hotspot on my phone, and we're going to see if that's better.
Dude, you're straight. You're not robotic anymore. You're good. Carry on, brother. All
right. Sorry about that, guys. Hotel internet is just the most wonderful thing in the whole wide world. Usually,
if I didn't know you guys could see me, I would have freaking talked to you. I figured since he's hosting, if his internet was messing up, I wouldn't be in it.
No, it looks like you guys were holding it down. I could actually see you. You just couldn't see and hear me, I guess, or not well.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, I'm going to back up. I'm going to start this segment again. And just to make sure that I was clear, on the last live stream, I stated that I wanted to start doing a community highlight. And the big thing is just this, guys. We like interaction, and we like you guys being active on the Facebook page and commenting in our YouTube videos and, letting us know what we're doing well, letting us know what you enjoy. Maybe even, I say maybe, we're totally game for feedback. If you let us know there's things that you don't like and that you wish we would do less of, that's fine too. But as incentive, I want to start doing a community highlight about once a month, about every other live stream. Okay. Now, part of this is because I've noticed that some of you guys are doing some really cool things and have some cool things going on, whether it being that you are flying in cool areas or you're partaking in some really cool community events or whatever it is that you're doing. And it really deserves, even for our audience of 5, it really deserves a little bit of a highlight. So, Josh Seidel, also known as AgileFool, was a new crew member not too long ago, but not like last week. And apparently Josh has been flying kinetic aerial frames for some time. And he's been pushing the good word and trying to spread it about kinetic aerial. And they recognized him and offered him a sponsorship on their team. So he is now a Team Kinetic Aerial sponsored pilot. So congratulations to Josh.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
everybody hit him up. Congratulations if you guys know him.
Yeah. Reach out to him and congratulate him if you haven't. But he posted that post on the FPVnoobtube Facebook group. And just pop over there and leave him a comment. I know that some of us, have wondered what it takes to get sponsored or what you could do to get sponsored. And, I think part of this is just having a true passion, not just looking for free shit, but having a true passion and having products that you believe in to the point to where it's what you fly and it's what you're letting the community know that's wonderful,
You know what's funny about that, Josh? Is I've put a lot of thought into this. But the only problem is all I fly is the big company top of the name stuff. So I don't know.
Well, I can tell that that's what everyone else flies too.
Well, Impulse RC and Flyduino ain't exactly looking in my direction.
That's okay. I look in your direction all the time, Donut Bro.
Baby.
So, on the topic of sponsorship, Josh Ketchum, congratulations on landing your sponsorship with Cyclone FPV. I don't remember the guy's name. I know it's Tarek something. He just joined the FPVnoobtube Facebook group too, so make sure that we give him a shout out. But Josh got sponsored by Tarek, and Tarek is just going all out on him. Josh is getting quite the care package from what I understand so that he can represent Cyclone FPV and their products properly. So I'm really excited to see what Josh does with this and the direction he wants to take it and to see what him and Tarek can do from a collaboration standpoint, because apparently they've been talking about different aspects of these frames quite a bit too.
Oh, I've seen the frame. I've had it in my hands, dude. It's phenomenal. I mean, it's very alien-like, except think of a drop deck alien that has the front of it taller so you could have a full-size camera in there. Just the front, though. And the thing's pretty sick, man. It's a tank and a half, dude. I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, it's like a 5 mil bottom plate. And I'll tell you what, I'm heading down there this weekend to visit Josh and hopefully go flying if it doesn't snow on us or anything. And hopefully that box shows up, man, and check it out.
Do me a favor. So I know obviously Josh is going to be putting some content out about all that as well. But even if it's just for me personally, get some pictures and just a little bit of video because I'm curious about some of those frames.
Oh, I think he said something about doing somewhat of an unboxing.
Sure. Now,
right there, man. Hey, congratulations on your sponsorship, bro. We were just talking about that.
Nice. AgileFool. Welcome to the show, bro. And yes, congratulations on that sponsorship. We were just talking about you, but now another sponsorship. Man, it's just funny how all this stuff kind of happened for all you guys all at once. JoeStan just got sponsored by Armatan.
Yeah.
Now, JoeStan, you know, I watch him a lot, partly because he's got his fingers in all kinds of stuff right now. Joe was already a part of the hot dog team, HotdogFPV. If you guys don't know a hot dog strap, then you don't know a goggle strap. So make sure you head on over to Hot Dog. I know the first thing you're going to do, is, especially if you're like me, is you're going to go, holy shit, how much for a strap? But you don't understand the quality and the difference it makes in comfort and the way that it holds the goggles on your face. So I've been corrected. I stand corrected. I admit my shortcomings. I judge things by their price. It's just who I am.
I've actually been wanting to get one, man, but every time I get money coming in, I got to buy a new FPV camera because I keep smashing them against trailers and signs and trees. And
man, you have to start tucking your cameras like back in the frame somewhere.
Right?
Here.
But yeah, yeah, just like that, baby. I'm pretty stoked for JoeStan, though, man. He's been in the game since our beginning, at least. Mm-hmm. And you're right, dude. He is a hustler. That dude puts in the work. And if anybody wants to know what it takes, that's it.
So here's the thing with that. When you look at JoeStan, here's the difference. So you get a bunch of guys out there going, I'm such an awesome pilot. Somebody throw free gear at me, right? But Joe doesn't sit there and only post flight videos. Joe is very involved in the community. Joe is very involved in his local community, not just the FPV community. And he's always got his hands in different things. Now, one of the things Joe does every year is he puts together, and I think he just started this last year, but he puts together a FPV community calendar where he asks for pictures from the community and he picks the best to go in his calendar.
Let me correct you, brother. He actually has everybody vote on the best pictures. And yes, you're right. This is the second year.
Thank you. So Josh, with getting his Armatan sponsorship, has now kind of doubled up on this. If you buy a calendar, while there's still calendars to buy, he is going to be randomly inserting golden tickets into calendars. If you receive a golden ticket, you get an Armatan frame for free. It's already a specific type of frame. It's not, you know, a rooster or something. I think it's one of their mini frames. But still, guys, especially for if you've been watching the 2-inch and 3-inch quad game, motors have come a long way, and flight controller technologies come a long way, and the software's come a long way, and these things are flying really good. So if you guys are in the mood and you want an awesome calendar for your desk or your wall, and you want a chance to win probably what's going to be a pretty badass frame, take a look at the FPVnoobtube Facebook group and take a look for the community calendar. Also, in the description of this live stream or this video, depending on when you see this, there is a link to the Facebook FPV community calendar page. So, to help illustrate my point about JoeStan, since we are, you know, fluffing feathers for people, JoeStan and Dave Hinds. Now, Dave Hinds actually organized this through his girlfriend or fiance. Don't let me misspeak, but anyway, she is a teacher in Harrisburg, PA, and JoeStan and David Hinds recently went to the school and put on 4 different sessions across one day about quadcopters, drones. Technology is really the orientation of this, but they were using drones and multicopters as their subject to kind of illustrate all this. And in there, they were talking about Wi-Fi. They're talking about hardware components. They're talking about the way things work together. And what they were doing is really presenting kind of a STEM angle on this whole thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. So Dave, I don't remember where he put the video. I was looking on YouTube and I didn't see it. So I don't know if it went on Hot Dog's site, because David Hinds and JoeStan are both Hot Dog team pilots. Where it went, but if I find it, I'll add it to the description. If one of you guys finds it, go ahead and throw it in the chat, because it's a good video. I mean, it's fun to watch. You know, David really has taken a lot of cues from Icky and some of the people that are heavy on their cinematography and their production game. And David's stuff in the last year has come leaps and bounds.
I'll have to check him out, man, because I haven't seen too much of him.
He's there. You just got to make sure. You better make sure he's one of those 180 channels you're subscribed to, because it's worth it.
Right.
He's not spamming with 100 videos a day, but when he puts one up, it's good. So Paul Fizz, aka Fizzer914, put up a really cool spot in one of his videos that he posted directly to the FPVnoobtube page. So it wasn't just a link to, to YouTube. And what he found looks like either a really thin building or a leftover stairwell or an elevator shaft or something. It's a really tall, thin building. And you can tell Paul's still working on his confidence. But I expect to see some dive, at least attempts, soon. Because if I find that spot and it's anywhere near where I'm at, that is the first thing I'm going to do, is try to drop a drone down it.
Dude, I'd die for a spot like that.
Right?
Right? I'm stuck to trailer yards and truck stops.
Dude, some of the truck stops you've been to and some of the ones I've driven past when I don't have time to stop or don't have my gear on me, I see what you were saying about them being like little gold mines.
Well, that's particularly the rest stops.
Ah.
Rest stops are beautiful, man, because there's people. There's always a stream of people coming, but they always leave within a few minutes. So even if you do get stopped, you have to stop for a minute. You wait 5 minutes. Boom, you're in the air again, rallying. And a lot of those places have some really cool features.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, I'm going to throw out. So I've been hanging out with a couple guys locally. We got Chris Justice. One of the other guys is Erik Marvel. His pilot handle, or his call sign, is eDrone. His YouTube channel is eDrone. There's a link to this video I'm speaking about down in the comments. eDrone is a guy who comes from the GPS drone community, right? His first everything into drones was like DJI and HubSan, but GPS drones, self-leveling, auto-leveling, but all about cameras and things like that, right? Sometime in the last 6 months, Erik and Chris both kind of jumped straight into the racing drone thing. Now, Chris has done pretty well at holding his own and keeping a good steady stream of spare parts and drones to keep himself in the air. Erik has learned a few lessons the hard way, the poor guy.
I've seen this.
Yeah. So Erik finally got another drone all the way together, and I went and flew with him. Monday, actually, before I left for this trip after work. We had about an hour of daylight, and one of the first things he said to me was, "Bro, I've already made this. I've been a couple packs on it, but you're right. It's twitchy. What do I do?" And all I did was recommend some rates. I took a look at what he was running. As it turns out, he's running the beta flight defaults. And if you've ever looked at those, they're super twitchy, right? Especially towards the center of the sticks. I said, man, go ahead and, set your RC rate here and then set your super rate to make it flip as fast as you want. And then fly that and let me know how it feels. And he came back after a pack and he said, it's good, but the center's just a little twitchy. And I told him, okay, go ahead and throw just a little bit of expo in here now. And he's flying it, and he's saying, I have never flown a drone that felt like it was doing exactly what I thought it was going to do.
I have to say that I believe once upon a time in my noob days, you said the same exact thing to me.
Yep. So I'm just giving a shout out to Erik. Now, Erik does post a lot of content, but he is, you know, when you think content creator, like Erik leaves, breathes, and craps that stuff. Like it's what he lives for. So he has a very busy channel, but he's always posting a lot of different things. And he does meet different people. So he tries to keep it pretty well mixed up. He tries to do part reviews, build videos, just a good mix. If you're not familiar with eDrone, head on over to eDrone's YouTube page and, you know, smack his subscribe button and just check out some of his content. Maybe do that before you hit subscribe just to be sure that you like it, right? But this last one was a good one because it's something that everybody needs to spend a little time on is rates. PID tuning, throw it out. You don't need it anymore. You can use it for tweaks, but PID tuning just does not have a place in common conversation anymore. Rate tuning, more people can get on. Gerard Lee, aka Viper FPV, performed his first build video and posted it to the FPVnoobtube Facebook group. Now, it's actually a link back to his YouTube channel, so you can find a link in the description. He did a pretty simple build on a tiny whoop. So he got one of, I want to say a B-Brain light flight controller, and he just goes through putting it in the frame, plugging the camera in. It's simple stuff, but for people that haven't done this before, it's nice, it's to the point, and it's not full of a bunch of fluff and filler. Now, somebody I've been watching for a little while is JoeStan. I'm not able to find Jaybo's actual name like I am these other people because Jaybo has not been busted by the Facebook profile police yet and has managed to maintain his JoeStan handle even on Facebook. Jaybo has come a long way in the last couple months in regards to his video quality. Now, he does a lot of flight videos. I'm hoping maybe he spreads his wings into some other content more and more often, just because it's nice to mix it up. But he's gotten real smooth on the sticks as of late, so make sure you guys check him out. And that's pretty much all I've got for right now. So you guys, if you look through the news feed on the FPVnoobtube Facebook group, you'll notice that there's a lot of people that are posting content, okay? And I'm not going to focus on just videos. For instance, what Dave Hinds and JoeStan did at the school, it's a lot more than just their video gives credit to. And they've got a whole string of just regular text posts kind of going over everything. But I want to make sure we're calling out the people that are putting just that little bit extra. You don't have to be a top content creator. Guys, this is the FPVnoobtube, not the FPV ProTube, okay? We just want to see people who are trying. I want to see people who are trying to be a part of their community, who are doing more than just posting lonely flight videos. So that's what I'm looking for. In 4 more weeks, look for the next segment of the Community Spotlight.
Right on. That was cool, bro.
You like that?
I like that.
You know, there's a lot of people who are guilty of this, and it's not a shaming, but who like to throw their own content out there, and they spam every channel under the sun and every group under the sun, but they don't watch other people's stuff. I really enjoy watching other people's content, being a part of other people's content. I'm always putting really smart-ass comments out there. I'm always trying to get people stirred up. Look, my shining achievement for this quarter was my egg post in Rotor Riot. Never mind all the people asking for help and posting useful FPV stuff and hitting technology stuff. It just goes to show that Rotor Riot doesn't give a shit about any of that. But if you ask them what kind of eggs they like, they will talk about it for days.
Days.
Literally. Just amazed me.
Yeah, actually, I've been starting to watch some newer pilots instead of the normal pro stuff because it's actually cool to see them progress.
Yes.
Really enjoy that.
Well, I don't know about you, but my favorite, and I'm going to consider him a pro now, my favorite pro pilot, Vic Lanning.
Oh, dude, you know I like him.
God.
I'm all up on him, Jack.
Joe, oh my God. That's what I get for glancing down at the chat. Vic Lanning is always mixing it up. The dude's always busting out new tricks. He's always pushing stuff that, that I'm going to say he's not necessarily mastered yet. He's just keeping it fresh.
Well, I wouldn't say he'd ever be a master. He's too busy doing too many different things in like rapid fire succession. It's psychotic. I can't keep up with the guy.
Yeah, but he does it fairly controlled. I'm not saying that every second is pure control, but you don't do the stuff he does on accident repeatedly the way he does.
Yeah, no, I'm curious to whether he plans his runs or whether he just goes with it kind of like I do. I don't ever plan a run. I just go where I go and the quad takes me there.
Yeah, but there's something to be said for having a spot that you fly frequently that you get comfortable in, because part of being able to pull off some of this stuff is having good spatial awareness, having enough of a presence of mind about where you're at that you feel comfortable doing certain maneuvers in certain places. Doesn't mean you have to have a planned out run, but you got to be familiar with the spot. And that's something you don't have a ton of, what's the word I'm looking for?
I hardly fly the same spot twice, so yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's something to be said for that. And I think, just like myself, I can rip the balls off my yard. I know it's so interesting, but because I fly there. I can rip the balls off the community college because I fly there. When I just get to a new spot, it takes me a few packs to just kind of feel it out momentarily.
What's up, Drone Pool?
The silos. What is the silos? I'm like trying to catch up now. But the problem is when I start reading chat, I quit talking and people don't come here to watch me read chat.
I'll come now.
I'm here, but
that's what I'm here for.
Yeah. You don't watch me read chat? Oh, man. So, guys, I don't know how much this winter is waning on your moods and your emotions, but it's really got me a little bit down lately. Just as I was really getting comfortable and confident on the sticks, it went and started getting dark before I ever got off of work, which means now I'm going to be a weekend warrior.
Well, brother, there's something to be said about taking a good long lunch break.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that you're hanging out in freaking corporate parks.
Yes, but corporate parks during the day with people walking around and cars driving is not a good mix.
That's what your freaking Beta 75 is for, bro.
To a point. It holds its own. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This Beta 75, it's not the 75X, okay? So it's not the 2S. It's not the brand new, best of everything. But it is exactly what I was looking for as I started playing with brushed quads, because I was really trying. I was trying to like brushed quads, okay? But I'm not one of these people that will take every goddamn thing off my quad. And, even right down to the little connectors that you plug the motors into to try to save a quarter of a gram. I'm just not going to do it. Not going to do it. And I can't get the little brush quads to fly quite like I wanted. This brushless quad is everything I was looking for in a 1S indoor quad. Now, it'll hold its own outside to a point, but not being 2S, it only handles a little bit of wind, which is good because I need an indoor quad. But I'm probably going to go for the Mobula 7.
That's what I'm going to get. And I don't have many indoor places, but I'm sure if I get it, I'll actually find places just because I'm looking more.
Yes.
And I'll be all about that. I'll be all about that gorilla whooping, dude. I'll take that thing through a truck stop diner.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, as long as it's not blowing like a hurricane, it'll hold its own out there. Now, obviously, the more wind you get, yes, it'll fly, but it just ain't going to fly great, right?
Oh, brother, I'm around Chicago and Milwaukee all the time.
You'll find something.
There is no such thing as nowhere.
Oh, man. Excuse me. But yeah, we'll see where that goes. With this being indoor whoop season, I'm hoping to get back to my Canadian hotel with that awesome indoor pool area, but the customer keeps canceling on me. So, because they're just not ready for me to come back yet. I'm ready to go back, but just to whoop the shit out of the hotel.
Need to come down to Indianapolis, dude.
Yeah, usually what happens is about wintertime, they start sending me north. So it's coming.
Hey, dude, I've been looking around. I haven't had a chance to see and like walk into them, but there's a lot of bandos around Indianapolis, man.
Really?
Yeah, I'm talking like you know, ones you see on Skyliner's channel.
Huh. Okay. I'm just waiting to get somewhere anywhere near within an hour of where you are, you know. It's inevitable we're going to run into each other again, but I'm starting to get antsy about it.
Right?
But I'll be ready, well, a little more ready as time goes on. So I recently bit the bullet and went for a Crossfire Micro bundle. Now, I haven't gotten it all the way in yet because it's like I have to work on my quad in short spurts. So I still need to do the mod to the X7 to make sure that the UART is running at full speed. And I'm going to do that just because it's an easy mod. I'm also going to...
You need to bite the bullet and just get a real transmitter.
I like my X7.
I just wanted to see your brow furrow.
Oh, no, I really like the X7. It feels wonderful in my hands. I've held an X9 or whatever the transmitter you have, but the sticks are closer to the edge of the transmitter, and I don't like it.
You gotta have a table.
I'll just keep my X7. But I'm anxious to get the Crossfire in my quads and get that wrapped up because, you know, I got an ugly failsafe in Florida, and now here lately I've been getting more and more failsafes. But what I'm doing is I'm pushing further and further out. What I'm realizing is I don't like staying inside of a 100-yard or 200-yard area. I like just flying around. I'm not going to fly 5 miles away. That's not my point. But, man, I want to be able to fly around and not worry about fail-safing.
I don't know, man. I've seen what was Texon 7? Texon 7. Drew's call sign, right? On YouTube. Yep. He's a big fan of the long range stuff, and what I've been watching him, man, and what he's been doing is like he'll stand in the middle of a spot and there's like, I don't know, 3 square miles of industrial stuff all around him. And he'll start out by some train tracks, fly around, do some stuff. Then he'll go over and dive this crazy building that's like half a mile away. And then he'll cruise a half a mile the other direction and hit up some other crazy industrial stuff. That's pretty sick, man. I could get down with that.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I am going to end up doing some longer range stuff. Like I was telling you the other night, you know, I'm going to get a wing. It's not I want one. It's I'm going to get a wing. And once I do, you know, I am going to want to fly just a little further out. Not 15 kilometers out, but a nice, fast fly. And I think this is what's going to give me the ability to do that.
Absolutely. I think well, I'm getting what's the Tyrannus, the Black FR Sky one called?
Yeah, the R9 or the R9M.
Yeah, I'm getting one from Night Train in chat here, as a matter of fact. Probably Friday, Night Train. And I can't wait because it's going to open my world up.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, not to go 5 miles down the road, but to do like Drew's doing, like Texon 7. That just looks like so much fun. Just open the world up.
Well, you know, it really brings confidence to have a good, solid link. And here lately, just in the last month or so, I've really started questioning where I'm flying again, whereas for a while, I got to where I wasn't thinking about it. And now it's always in the back of my head, what if you fail safe? And I know it still happen with Crossfire, and I'll say the 900 megahertz hardware, but it's a lot less likely as long as you've got it set up right.
Hey, that's sweet, AgileFool. I'm gonna have to check that out over on Kinetic's website, man. 10% off if you put in AgileFool.
Yep.
That's cool.
And now that I've kind of been looking around, I've noticed he's not the only one running their frames, so everything's worth a look, right?
Right.
Yeah, good point. So, Chuck, I wanted to ask you, since you said you were getting that R9M, you're a guy that's usually out there preaching top of the line. Get the best, cry once, buy once, cry once, blah, blah, blah. How did you go from that to the FR Sky R9M instead of, per se, Crossfire?
Well, like you were saying, I don't ever plan on going truly long range, so it's not something I need. Yeah, I have a penchant for overkill, but for the price Night Train's giving me, I'll take it.
Now, if he's sending you that bundle, I was looking online and the bundle, because they do a bundle just like TBS does for the Crossfire Mini or Micro, and their bundle's about $80. So for what he's giving it for you, if it is that bundle, then you're getting a hell of a deal.
Yeah.
But I'll be interested on your take on it, because I was evaluating and I almost bit the bullet. Now, when I say almost, I actually purchased the R9M kit. And then before they shipped it, because 2 days had gone by, I was doing a lot more research and I started stumbling on people and their experiences. And I mean, yes, you can find bad experiences with Crossfire too. But man, I started to notice just how many bad experiences there were with the R9M. And it's not to scare you or say you made a wrong move, because there's a lot of people that are very happy with theirs. But it really got me thinking about the end product. So I'm big on user experience. Like, one of the things I just don't have the appreciation for anymore is like endless tinkering. I want to plug something in, I want to power it on, I want to run.
Well, to be honest, I would go for what you got, but like I said, for the price he's giving it to me, I'm gonna try it. Why not?
Oh yeah. It's not gonna hurt.
I've wasted way more money. I've wasted way more money on stupider shit than that in this hobby.
Oh yeah. It'll be cool to get your take though, because once I get live with the Crossfire, and I'm sure I'm going to have the same experience as most people did, I'm going to figure out where my nulls are once in a while, still have a fail safe, probably end up buying a different transmitter antenna that, transmits a lot better than the Immortal T, because it's really an entry level antenna. But I'll be interested what your experience is with the R9M in regards to firmware updates and all that stuff, because let me tell you, when it came to updating the Crossfire, it was plug it in and click a button. That's what I went with, Joe, was the Crossfire Mini. I have no use for the full-fledged Crossfire, and if somebody was just going to send me one, of course I would take it. But the Mini was more than enough for me. Yeah, that's where I was leaning, was the diamond antenna, so. Still there with me, Chuck?
Yeah, I was just reading what Coppertop was saying.
Gotcha. You just got real quiet. I wasn't sure if I was having issues again.
No, you've been solid ever since you did whatever you did.
Yep, fired up that good old hotspot. Whoop, whoop.
Sucking them G's down.
I've got unlimited. They can suck it. But it's just a pain because, when I turn on the hotspot, it starts really draining my phone. Then I got to plug it in and I'm tethered to something, whereas, I just like being mobile.
Boo-hoo.
I know, right? First world problems. Gee.
Hey, what's up, Val?
Hey, Val's Life. How you doing? Seen you around a little bit here and there. And Quad Thrash, hi to you too. Man, I see Dave in here. Joe's back in here. AgileFool's in here. I have to start name dropping in the comments more often.
Right?
I'll start baiting half of Facebook just to get the views.
Hell, JoeStan's a damn near a celebrity.
Right? Joe,
catch him. Wah!
I know you're in the Poughkeepsie area, Joe. I'm in Orangeburg right now, and I'll be back in a couple weeks. But I'm in Orangeburg or Orangetown, right across the New Jersey border. I don't know how far you are from there, but I meant to reach out with you and just got busy with the customer, so ended up not having time. Go away, baiting. I got your bait right here, big boy.
Woo-wee.
God.
They don't call him old gravy leg for nothing.
Oh, it sounded to me like you said old grampy legs.
Oh, that works.
You go wobbling down the street with your walker. The hell?
I've actually been really curious as to how he came up with old gravy leg.
You don't remember when we had him on?
Dude, my memory goes back a week. I'm a trucker, man.
Oh, old Grampy Brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying that, oh, God. He was saying it's not because he shits his pants. It's because some of his friends were calling him that here and there. But not because he shit his pants, which I don't remember why exactly that came, but it's funny as hell anyway, so roll with it.
I do remember that. He kept specifying that it wasn't because he shit his pants. Like,
That's right.
He was almost kind of defensive about it.
Yeah, right? Makes you wonder. I mean, look, we've all been there. We're adults, right? I mean, shit happens. No pun intended, but, you know, you'd be riding down the road on a long trip. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Nothing's open. You're on the freeway. There's nowhere to pull off. And here it comes. Oh, my God. Right now, everybody's going, oh, my God, I don't want to hear about Josh shitting his pants.
Right.
He didn't.
This thing went downhill real fast.
Oh, my God. Look, now, what's funny is as we say this, everybody, did this just end? Oh, no, never mind. Everybody's out there saying that he does shit his pants, so maybe he just hasn't come to grips with the honest-to-God truth yet.
Wow.
Just wherever we fly, there better be a porta potty nearby.
All right, stop giving him shit.
Bump, bump.
That's right, Gravy. Never undersold.
You know, interesting topic. I probably have brought this up before, but one time, you know, I started to realize that the places we go to fly sometimes, you know, it's not in a place that has a bathroom, a restroom, a porta potty. I always keep a roll of TP. It's usually about a half a roll just because of size, but I keep a half a roll of TP in my flight bag.
Dude, you're going about it all the wrong way, dude.
Nope.
Oh, nice. I know where those came from.
Yep. Dollar Shave Club, old white Charlies. Now, I used to carry around the baby wipe type bag like you have. So what happens is if I don't use them fast enough, they dry out. So these are single use, and I just keep a wad of those in my bag.
Nothing like pampering that butthole.
Yep.
Anyways.
Too fun. Well, good deal. Yes, Dollar Shave Club for any of you guys that do believe in shaving. Look, I have a beard, but I still shave, right? You know, you gotta run the lines and keep everything neat. Somebody said something to me the other day. I was talking about, you know, how once your neck starts growing out just a little bit, like it'll get caught in the collar of my shirt and it yanks those hairs and it hurts like a son of a bitch. And I think it was Ben Cole said, that happens to you too? I thought that only happened to me. I'm like, you kidding me?
Yeah, there's no other men on this planet that have neck hair.
Right?
And shaving.
Well, you know, I won't grow the big bushy beard. The wife doesn't like it. Just like I will not show off all my tattoos to the world. I always have them where I can cover them up because, like it or not, people judge you in this world, and I don't need some old fucker judging me because I've got hats on my forearm.
Just because you have a rainbow and a dolphin jumping out of your butthole doesn't mean you're a bad guy.
Just one time I put a lightning bug in my butthole.
Yeah, that was a good one, Plummet. Sorry, Gravy. NoobTube just stole the shit show.
Nah, you can have that one.
Right?
Man. So what have you decided, Chuck? Have you decided where you're going to spend your next wad? Camera, goggles?
Oh, yeah. Me and Josh were talking about this the other night, and we all, like all you, I have a list of the stuff I want for the hobby, and that list varies from a DSLR to some rapid fire to some HDOs to hell, just keeping your quads running. And I've always been real torn on which direction to go because I want a good camera because I'm very interested in the videography and the editing. That whole side of it is really big to me. But I'm equally as excited about flying. So I don't know if you guys have this problem, but I'm absolutely torn on what direction I should put my money to first. So to answer your question, no, I'm absolutely torn. I'm sure the first deal I see, they'll be what gets bought. If I see a cheap camera first that's good, has the features I want, I'll take it. If the HDOs happen to go on a decent sale this Black Friday or Cyber Monday or whatever, I'm jumping on it.
And that, to me, sounds like the better option. Like, I know you would use a camera, but you're not going to use it to the same extent that you would use goggles.
Oh, absolutely not.
And you had those goggles for what, 2 years?
Yeah, I bought my goggles and I bought my Dominator V3s with LaForge. I don't know what version it is. One of the older versions. I've never updated it. I've never felt the need. And I bought the XD9 Plus. I bought that before I bought a drone.
Because you just knew.
Well, I knew if I didn't get the decent stuff first that I would end up with crap. Because I'd get the drone and then be pouring all kinds of money into it and not being able to afford to get like the goggles and the transmitter I wanted. So I figured if I did that first, boom, it's done. I ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah. It was a good call. They've served you well, and there's really nothing wrong with them. You're just in the mood for something new because there's better tech out now, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I've been flying in more areas that have that. You know, I'm starting to see what's it called? The signal bounce. What is that called? Where the signal's bouncing off the walls.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like I'm starting to get that. Like my last video in between those trailers. Oh, dude, double vision.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
but you're flying a Forge.
Yeah, it wasn't horrible or anything, but it's not up to snuff, let's say. It's not up to my expectations.
You know, I'm going to venture a guess. Okay, I'm going to throw something out there. What you're experiencing has more to do with your receiver antenna than anything else. This is something I've learned in all my antenna play. So, next time you're in the mood, and this does not have to be an expensive one, okay? Because your receiver antennas are nowhere near as important as your transmitter antennas, but there's still something to be said for having the right kind. You remember the old cloverleaf style antennas, but the kind that have 3 lobes?
Yeah.
Those are the ideal omnidirectional type of antenna to have for a receiver. Now, if you want to go top notch, and I mean top notch, you go with the IB Crazy Mad Mushroom. And if you don't like the size of it, you can decase it. Okay?
Yeah, I've heard about how good those are. I mean, I bought a set of the TBS ones years ago, and they're so damn durable. They've just lasted me the whole time.
Yeah. Now, as far as the unidirectional, or oh my God, like your crosshair style. Sorry, your directional. Thank you. Good Lord. As far as your directional antenna goes, that's really not coming into play for most people anyway. But your omnidirectional, if you get one of those 3 lobes that has a really good design, it will actually reject the cross-polarized waves. And Dave, I see what you're saying there, that it's not the antenna. It is partially the antenna. Now, obviously the RX firmware and the way it's handling things is the bigger part of it. And that's why I preface this by saying that this is not something that's going to make the huge difference, but it's going to just dot your I's and cross your T's as far as making sure that you have the optimal RX setup. And then as far as you guys running around with patches suck. Get a crosshair.
Yeah, I think Old Gravy kind of summed it up pretty nicely. And thank you, Val. That was awesome of you. She threw $5 at us.
Oh, yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, we're going to be throwing some stuff your guys' way, so stay tuned for that. Val, are you flying quads? Like, do you fly GPS drones, or are you getting into like FPV drones, or what's the deal here?
As far as I know, eDrone is actually sending her, what's it called? Oh, crap. It's like one of those ones that are in between.
Oh, okay.
Style and a camera. Like it can be turned into a camera one.
I wonder if he's sending her one of those bugs.
Yes, Bug 3.
Okay. Yeah, they recently went on a huge sale. I think on Wish you could find them for $35. And I don't know if you can still find that sale, but you can definitely get them for $50. Now, for anybody that's interested or doesn't know what it is, the Bugs 3 is kind of a beginner style drone. It's almost a crossover drone for people that are coming from the camera drone world. So it doesn't have a barometer. It doesn't have GPS. It doesn't have any of those things, but it has a really, really smooth stabilized mode. It does have a gimbal underneath of it, not a motorized gimbal, but you could add one if you wanted. It has a pretty large battery considering what it is. It has brushless motors, and it can run with bi-blade or tri-blade or even quad blade props on it.
Yeah, you got to install FPV on it, though.
Well, right.
That's a mod.
Or you need like an all-in-one type FPV solution like you would use for your Whoop.
Yeah, I think that's what eDrone did.
Yeah. But let's look at this. Now, I don't know about you guys. When I was first getting into it, I was buying Cyma X5Cs. They were like $35 to $45, including shipping, getting to my house. If you can get a drone like this for $35 to $50, it is a hell of a deal.
Pass.
Yeah. When I saw Erik Monday, he was like, dude, you got to get a Bugs. I'm like, dude, I'm not interested in a Bugs. I don't want a plastic frame, like, look at the way I fly my quad. Like, Erik is one of those people that when we first started flying, I was trying to be a little bit mindful about how I flew because I didn't want these guys trying to follow in my footsteps and completely wrecking their shit. But as time, you know what I mean, bad influence, right? As time has gone on, I've kind of thrown that to the wayside because my thing is we've been flying together for 2 or 3 months now. Like, you're figuring yourself out. I'm going to start flying the way I fly. And these guys are seeing that I just throw myself into all kinds of shit. Like, it's a wonder I don't break more quads.
I feel like that statement was directed at me a little bit.
It really wasn't. You're just not alone in the abuse. I mean, I abuse the hell out of my quads. Oh, yeah, sorry, guys. I was just kind of catching up on the chat there. You know how it is. I was actually trying to get some of these other Noob Crew guys in here, And those bunch of slackers are all like, I'm afraid of my camera and I have my underwear on. And I think somebody else was even wearing their underwear on the outside of their pants. And they're just all these reasons they didn't want to be on camera. So you need to let them know we want to see their faces once in a while.
Are you kidding? Oh, sorry.
Bro, I am.
You got pants on right now. I just got done driving right before the stream started. I ain't wearing shoes. I ain't wearing pants. The day is done.
Dave, we'll keep that in mind. I'm going to be reaching out. Actually, you were one of the people I'm going to be reaching out to, but reaching out to you guys to line you up in the coming weeks to see if you want to come on. Sometimes not alone, but with other people. One of the things we're trying to keep a wrap on, we're not really interested in having a panel of like 9 people where nobody can get a word in, but we definitely enjoy a panel of 3 to 4 people, have some good conversations and get everything mixed up. So I'll be reaching out to you, brother. JoeStan on the list too, homie. I want to get you on the show, get some of your opinions on things, get your takes on things. And we just, for a long time, the FPVnoobtube kind of fell into a state of just kind of existence. And we're just trying to really get back to the community and to revive this thing. So. AgileFool, I was this close, but see, I didn't plan well this week. Even tonight, I got tied up at work for a couple hours past when I normally work. And I was this close to reaching out to you at the last minute and saying, hey, do you want to come on the show? So then I could like fluff your feathers and toot your horn for you.
Yeah, Josh likes doing that, the fluffing part.
Only thing I love more than fluffing feathers is licking donut holes. Wait, what are we talking about?
We're live, bro. Shut up.
Says the guy with a dildo on his head. Or who had a dildo on his head. So for the last couple weeks, guys, as I'm putting the thumbnails together for the Hump Day, you know, I've kind of toned it down a little bit, been focusing more on the text and making it readable for the thumbnails. Should I go back to the orgasm faces or should I just keep it simple? Because me, I'm a fan of the orgasm faces. And the only thing I loved more than putting hours in there was telling somebody like AgileFool, as it was his night coming up, hey, I need some pictures of your best O face just to see what I got.
You just like saying that to people. Dude, it's hailing. It's hailing outside right now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Dude, I love having Plummet on. Actually, let me be honest. I love having all of these guys on. Ben Leprechaun, well, I don't know why I can't say that. Ben Cole, the Leprechaun. I love having Mike on. I love having Adam on. I definitely love being here with Chuck, but me and Chuck, we got this like bro love thing going on.
Bro.
Right, bro.
Forget gravy.
Right? And I really, you know, we had Quad Farm on before. Actually, I really enjoyed when Quad Farm was on. The guy just comes out of left field with shit like goat tea and all this other stuff. It's just fun to get this insight into other people's lives and opinions and see the way their brain works. Man, when we had Matt on the show, and he's been on a couple times, that was just golden. I thoroughly love it. So, and we're not just opening this up to the big names in the community like, you know, AgileFool now. All pro level sponsored pilot. I just want you guys who are in here, who are on the show, who are conversing with us. I want all of you guys on the show. This really is about you guys. I really love the community. I love watching all the stuff you guys do and your opinions on things and watching you grow as content creators or just being a part of this community. One of the things I've been working on myself, because I think we all go through this, right? When you first start flying, you get to a point where you don't want to fly in an open soccer field anymore, right? It gets boring. It's like, yeah, okay, I can throw myself 100 feet in the air and do 3 flips, and that's great, but it gets really boring. And then you start trying to venture out. You're riding down the road, and what do you see? A tree in the middle of the field. And I'm positive we've all done this. Oh, that looks badass. I'm going to rip the shit out of that tree. And you get there, and you circle around the tree, and you're like, that was not as cool as I thought it was going to be. And so one of the things I'm doing is I'm kind of working on a short series, or not even a series, but at least I'll say an episode of how to find a good spot and keeping in mind your skill level, right? Because we got to grow into things. I'm also doing a series on how to find people in an area where you think there isn't anybody else that does this. Because for me, that was the number one thing that I fought with when I started doing this was I thought I was alone. And then I found a collection of racers, but they didn't like flying around trees and bushes. And I just kept pushing it and kept pushing it. And I did eventually find a bunch of people who enjoy racing. Okay, don't take it wrong. I enjoy racing. If you've never raced a track, go race a track before you judge it and say that you don't like racing. It's different when you're with other people. Chuck, shut up. But for me, so a little insight to Josh here. You know, I've always had a small collection of friends. I'm not somebody who just lets everybody write in. And it's just, you know, I think that's a healthy way to be. But you kind of have to earn my trust. You kind of have to earn my friendship. And I think that everybody should be that way. The same way that you shouldn't just throw yourself at me, right? But having such a small collection of friends, once I left high school and got into college, I had other friends that didn't jump down that road as fast. They eventually started joining the armed forces and finally, you know, figuring out what direction they wanted to go in life. And between moving away, passing away, because, you know, unfortunate things happen, and just stuff like that, I ended up really lonely. Now, my wife, people have heard me say this, and Chuck thinks I'm just wholesome to death. My wife really is my best friend, and I enjoy spending time with her. But there are things that she doesn't like doing with me and things I don't like doing with her. Like, I don't want some little Asian man clipping my toenails, right? I'll do it myself. So what this hobby has really done for me more than anything else, it has made me such a huge collection of new friends and acquaintances and people that I'm meeting all the time. And I realized that my primary focus since I started this was figuring out how to find people and how to meet up with people and how to get them to play into that, right? So I'm just going to kind of focus on that and do a short, you know, another video or series about doing that, because we all know Icky. What was Icky's most latest post? I'm leaving because I'm all alone. I guarantee if that turd goes out there and really starts pounding the pavement, he'll find that there are people around him.
Right.
And I think there's other people who start to feel really alone. And that's because some of us are a little bit introverted and some of us are a little bit shy and some of us are a little bit insecure about ourselves, either due to flying, what we perceive our flying skills to be, or just in general. And man, you got to overcome that, because in all the people that I've met Mike, I've met Adam, I've met Icky, I've met Chuck, I've met Ben, I've met, who else have I met? Oh man, the whole Fort Worth quad racing group, right? For the ones that were there while we were down there. The one thing about this community, I'm sure if you look, you can find the asshole. We know that they exist. But as a rule, this community is top notch. Outgoing, super friendly, super outgoing. Man, it's really changed my life. And I'm not one of those people that was like into drug addiction or, you know, down on depression and ready to kill myself. And I'm not downplaying any of that. For me, it was just feeling lonely. So it wasn't the extreme of some of these things, but it still impacted my life just as much the people that were going through extreme emotions.
Oh, Josh. Oh, bro hug. Bro hug.
Yeah, I just realized I'm rambling again. You start getting this lip flapping and it just doesn't know how to stop.
There you go. You needed to get it out.
Well, you know, this is stuff I've been working on. And what happens is now that I've got all this content I've been working on, now I've just thrown it all out there. And now I'm going to look at it and go, oh, I'm not going to say that again.
No, you're right, man. I mean, to be honest, I only have one person that I go fly with. That's Ketchum. And no, I haven't really been looking all that hard. But hell, look, I just met a AA here, and who else was it? Dave over here. I'll hit them up. We'll go flying.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the community, brothers.
Serious.
We're
Time
all
to
new
start
here.
opening those arms and spreading those wings and making the new relationships, you know? There's a lot of genuine people here.
But I'm a genuine asshole.
But that's what we love. It's what we love. You know, I fly alone most of the time, too. One of the other things we need to start considering, you hear Icky talk about, you know, oh, my spots are so boring. Man, you know, part of the trick to this hobby, especially in flying spots, is learning how to take any spot and make it interesting. I mean, look, not to call out a guy, and I'm not busting his chops, but JoeStan, how many times can you fly at the same goddamn baseball field before it starts to get boring, right? But what do you do? No, but look, I do this with my yard, right? Because with having the kids and all, sometimes I'm tethered to the house. So what did I do? I went, how can I make this interesting? Oh, okay, I can work on my proximity skills. I can work on this and that, right? What's Joe do? Joe does the same thing. He just figures out how to mix it up at that same old spot. And he does keep it interesting.
Well, fuck, boy, got sponsored off of it. So I did something right.
So, you know, when I see people complaining that, well, my spots are boring and I don't have bandos and I don't have people to fly with. And I think sometimes some of us just need a little bit of perspective as I'm shaking the stand back scratcher around like a pointer.
Right. Well, you know, you were talking about flying an empty field and that getting boring, but recently I flew a couple spots that had very little features on it. And I'm like, all right, this is a challenge now. How can I make this place that has pretty much nothing interesting? And then it's all you're flying. Because there is no scenery, there is no scary proximity. It's just you going off. So, I mean, there's something to be said about that. I think it takes a good pilot to turn a nowhere spot into something.
You hit the nail right on the head. And that's something that we all could work on, right? I experienced that. I had my epiphany with this. Like, I've had it with my yard, but even my yard has features, right? I really had my epiphany last weekend. I have a soybean field right outside my community. And lo and behold, what was happening during one of the best days we've had in weeks, they were harvesting the soybeans, right? So I've got combines running around. I've got tractors running around. I've got a bunch of traffic going up and down the road. So I went down there to chase combines and to chase tractors. Well, as soon as I got there, they went over to another field that I was not confident flying to due to distance. And so I just started flinging myself around the field. And as I did it, initially I'm like, this is going to be boring, but that's okay. I'll fly something. I had this subconscious realization that there's no trees in the way. There's no houses in the way. Like, just let the sticks flow. You don't have to worry about hitting anything, right? And all of a sudden, I was like pulling off maneuvers that I was like, well, that was pretty badass. Let me see if I can do that again. Because we get so used to flying in tighter spaces or around features, and you always have to be aware of these things, right?
Well, I tell you what, a lot of people, including myself, they want to get on this new juicy style. It's been real popular lately. You know, flicking one direction and then going the other. You know what I'm talking. You all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If you want to get good at that, you're sure as hell not going to do that while you're doing building dives and, you know, tree dives and super proximity. It just ain't going to happen. Go out and get in an empty field, perfect those tricks, then take them into the trees and promptly get your quad stuck, you know. Or destroy your camera with a tree limb, or, you know, smash it into a trailer, something good.
Yeah, I hear you. So you know what? Maybe that's what I want to do for my next community spotlight. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and drop it right here. I want you guys, and here's the challenge. I want you to find the most boring spot in your normal places. And I swear to God, if one of you guys posts a bando, I'm going to ban you from the Facebook group. I want you to find what you think is your most boring local spot that normally you would be embarrassed to show people flight footage of and try to make it interesting. I'm going to be looking for those videos. Maybe hashtag it with something. What should the hashtag be so I can find them?
I don't know. Kind of putting the boy on a spot here.
You know, and so I'm going to wait to hear back from people that are in chat, and I'm going to do the same because even my yard I think is kind of cool. So I'm not going to fly my yard. I'm going to try to find the spot that I hate the most because I think it's boring.
I got it. I got it.
Interesting. What's that?
I got it. Hashtag real skill.
Okay. So I like that, but I kind of like AgileFools better. You know what? Since
okay, or Dave. Dave's is good.
I know crap spot, which I kind of like just because it's a little shorter and sweeter. So here we go. I've made my decision. We're going to take Dave's recommendation. Okay, real steady. You better get out of here. We're going to take crap spot. So when you post your video, hashtag crap spot. You guys got 4 weeks to get it out there because it won't be the next live stream, but the one after it. I'm going to be looking for these, and we're going to go ahead and feature, as long as we don't get like 40 of them, we'll go ahead and feature the videos. If we get 40 submissions, okay, we're going to find the best. And maybe we'll do a poll on the FPVnoobtube Facebook group and let the community decide. All right?
And y'all better post them. Hey, y'all better post them on the FPVnoobtube Facebook so we don't have to go searching every day for hashtag crap spots.
No, that's the criteria. Now, you can link to a YouTube video if you want to post to YouTube, but you got to create a post with hashtag crap spot in the message of the post in the FPVnoobtube Facebook group.
Put it in the title of your video as well if you put it on YouTube.
Yeah, good idea. But I'm going to be looking in the Facebook group for the post. So
that'd be great. I mean, hey, just
to worry about that. If anybody tells Vic I'm showing up and I'm beating you with a bat.
Hey, just as an example, guys, I think the last flight video I put on the FPVnoobtube channel a while back was me, and it was an empty parking lot, and all it had was like 4 light posts, and I had so much fun. I was like, I surprised myself. I was like, dude, this spot is horrible, but I just ripped the shit out of it. So it's on you guys. Bust it out.
And you know what this means? It means the first people that post, the rest of us are going to be looking for inspiration there, right? Things we can steal or try to improve on, which might put you at a disadvantage. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to throw a couple ideas out there for people for things maybe they don't always think about. And let's keep it fairly simple. So let's start with some of the obvious ones. Barrel rolls or multiple flips, right? Mix it up. But, you know, in order to pull those off right, you gotta play with your sticks just right so that you ease in and out of it. You can't just bam to the end and back to the middle because that looks boring as it suddenly starts spinning and suddenly stops, right? Another thing we can do, reverses. You go into a move or a roll, you go part way, and then you turn around and reverse it, right? So think about things you can be doing that maybe you don't do yet to incorporate into this. And as you're talking about boring spots, there may not be things to power loop through and to flip through. So you're really going to have to get creative with the angles. So if you're flying a parking lot, where do you find the geometry? In the lines of the parking spaces. If you're flying in a field, where do you find the geometry? In the lines that the seeders make. And so be looking at this stuff, guys. This is all stuff that I'm sure is going to come into play to make this interesting.
Hell yeah. Make it juicy. Make it saucy. Make it crunchy.
I'm down with that. So you know what, guys? That is an awesome note to end on. It's 10:30 Eastern time, which means I got to get some sleep before my day of work and driving tomorrow. And I'm sure the rest of you guys have other things you want to do too, as much as we're enjoying everybody's company. So I want to thank you guys again for joining the live stream. We are really getting the hang of this now and getting comfortable with it and getting into a groove. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself and all the interaction we're having with you guys. I'm Josh Jar Jar Withrow, as coined by the FPV noob crew themselves. And I love all you guys, and I want to wish you a happy crashing.
Chuck it FPV, man. I'm out.
All right, guys. Till next time.